Hey everyone, my name is Nida Sheikh and I'm working for Plate Presents. So, without any further ado, let's get started with our webinar. That is how to make your restaurant stand out on social media. So, before going to the main part, that is promoting your restaurant on the various social media platforms, there are a few things that you have to do and which are very crucial initially. You won't realize its importance, but as we go on with our webinar, you will be able to connect the dots. So, let's get into the basics of branding. So, first is the logo design. So, this is the first step that you have to take before starting off with anything. So when you're designing a logo for your restaurant, think about what you want people to feel when they see it. So a good logo should be simple so that for the audience, it's easy to remember your logo. Then it has to be relevant so that, it reflects the cuisine, the theme, the ambience that your restaurant has. And it has to be versatile, which has to work on the social media platforms that you'll be creating your account on, the menus, boards, packaging. So when you're creating these different designs, you have to make sure that the logo that you design is clearly visible on all of these things. And lastly, it has to be unique. So here we have a comparison. So the first logo on the left side tries to do a lot at once. So with a flame, chopsticks, and the Japanese text, the colors are very strong, but it feels a bit cluttered and the message is not very clear. So at first glance, you don't immediately know it's a sushi place, but it could be mistaken to be like a barbecue place or a fusion spot. But on the logo on the right side is much more cleaner. It uses a simple sushi roll icon, cross chopsticks, and clear typography. So the design is minimal but effective. It tells you right away like what the restaurant is serving, and it also feels modern and professional. So what we have next here is brand colors and fonts. So your brand colors and fonts are like your restaurant's personality, but visually represented on your accounts. So when you keep your color palette and the typography consistent across all the posts, menus, websites, and even the packaging, it builds a strong identity, and people will recognize your brand immediately. So this is an Instagram grid of the restaurant on the right side. So you'll notice a very warm, earthy color tone running through all the posts. So there's no random use of filters or a very bright color that is being used. So that is now done intentionally by the restaurant. So it reflects a very rustic, homely dining vibe, and that consistency has been kept throughout all the posts, which makes the branding of that restaurant memorable. Next we have is target audience research. So before you start posting or even designing, so you have to ask yourself, whom are you trying to attract? So whether it's like college students who are looking out for cheap eats or families going out for brunch, dinner, etc. So understanding your ideal customer, what they like to eat, how they behave on social media when they dine out, it helps you to create content that is personal and it feels relevant to the audience. So if your brand is trying to speak their language, it will be more likely to, it will more likely connect and engage with the audience. Next we have is brand guidelines. So think of brand guidelines as again as your restaurant's visual and voice rule book. So it ensures that the team that you're working with, the designers, the editors, all of them, they stay on the same page while they're editing any type of content for your brand, so that your brand looks and feels the same across every platform. So what you should include in your guidelines, a primary and a secondary logo, and how to use them, on which creatives the primary and the secondary logo have to go. Then the brand colors for the editor, so that there is no random color that is being used. Then the fonts, the primary and the secondary fonts. So this document becomes your go-to to keeping things cohesive, and it keeps the branding consistent. So next we have is profile optimization. So once all of these things you have in place, you go ahead and set up or create your restaurant account on the social media platforms that you think will be beneficial for your restaurant. So in today's webinar, we will be only focusing on the widely used social media platform, that is Instagram. So let's get into that. And so once you create an account, the account that Instagram will create for you will be a private account. So you have to go into your settings and make sure you create a public account. And then you go ahead and you select a professional account. So once you select the professional account, you will get various options as to like artist. The one relevant to us will be a restaurant. Sometimes there will be a restaurant, there will be categories in it, like Indian restaurant, Italian restaurant. So if you get to choose these, then it is great. But if you don't, then you can only simply go ahead with a restaurant. And then once you choose that, you can go ahead and select that it is a business account. You'll get an option to create whether it is a creator's account or a business account. Creators is mostly used by influencers, but you have to go ahead and select a business account. So now once that account is created, you have to upload the logo. So the logo again has to be clear, visible. It has to basically take all the points that we discussed earlier. And then you update the username. So when you're selecting a username for your account, you have to make sure that the username is it's very clear. Sometimes the usernames are not really available on Instagram when you go to choose them. So you have to make sure that the way you decide to choose your username, you can use special characters or even numbers, but it is always better to go ahead with a very simple username. And then you go ahead and you enter the name of the account, so that will be your restaurant name. So, and then you update your bio. So for bio, you have to add only the relevant information about your restaurant. A brief about your restaurant, you can give the type of cuisine that it serves, and yeah, basically, most importantly that. And then you have to add a keyword in the restaurant. So this kind of helps in the optimization of the account. It will rank your account when a person searches for a particular cuisine. So, for example, if your restaurant serves only halal Chinese food and Chinese food, so you can add in your bio saying that serving mouth-watering halal Chinese food in NYC. So when you add that, and if anyone is searching for serve halal Chinese food in NY, so your account, there are chances that your account might rank on the search. So next on the account profile optimization, you get to add links. So you can add the website link, the menu link, the online delivery platforms that you already have an account. These things you can add in your in your account. Then add all of the contact information options if possible. So that is the email, phone number, location, WhatsApp number if you have. And then you also have an option to add the action buttons on the Instagram account. So the action buttons currently available are order food, book now, reserve, and add a lead form. So add a lead form is not really relevant to restaurants. So you can go ahead and add any one of these. And it's very simple to add. So if you are going ahead with order food, so if you click on that option, it will directly take you to the online delivery platform. There are various options that you can select from. And all you have to do is enter your credentials and it will directly link your Instagram account to that. So once you have followed all these steps, your account will basically look like this. So this is one of our clients, and we're showing it as an example of what we have done. So this is the username of the account. This is the name of the account. Then this is the category that we select after selecting that it is a professional account. Now this is the bio that we have written for them. And here is the address that we have added for them. Now, again, here in the bio, we have also added, so if you click on more, we have added the contact information, that is the email address and the phone number. But we have added that because here, again, when you add the contact options that we discussed earlier, so once you click on that, it is visible here. So the audience mostly tends to read the bio more, so that is why we tend to add it at both the places. That is the contact options here as well as in the bio. So next, what we have is smart content creation. So once your account has been created, the next step for you is to create the content for your restaurant. So before you start shooting content, it is important for you to set your goals. So before you start creating, it's always better to ask yourself, what are you trying to achieve here? Like after the shoot, before going ahead, before planning out the shoot. So what exactly your goals will be for that shoot? So is it like more bookings, more brand recognition, better engagement? So your goals should shape the every piece of content, from the dish you choose, from the lighting, from the angles. Everything has to be relevant to the goal that you have decided. So now, based on these goals, you plan out your shoot, and it is very important for you to create the mood boards for your shoots. So this help you to systematically carry out the shoot. So mood boards are basically like, before what you personally do at Plate Presence is, before we start a shoot, we create a mood board, and in this mood board we specify the dishes, the everything, basically everything that is required for the shoot. I'll just show you an example here. So this is one of the mood boards that we have created for one of our clients. So first thing that we mention is the requirements, whatever is needed for the mood board, for the shoot. So here I have mentioned the coaster. So that is with the saffron lane logo, which will help us in branding. Then the style for whatever is required for food styling. So here we have mentioned cloth, the menu. Then we can keep ingredients behind just for food styling purpose. Then here, these kind of details is what matters. So this is an Desi restaurant, an Indian restaurant. So a female hand with Indian jewelry only. And if they do not have Indian jewelry, then they can go ahead with no jewelry at all. So here is what we were talking about. We first decide the dishes that we are planning to shoot. So, and then we come up with these kind of references and we explain in depth how exactly the each shot has to be taken. So we give an in-depth explanation as to how exactly the angles and everything has to be taken. Here, this is how we go ahead with our mood board. And we also add real references. So according to our goal set, so the goal for our shoot was to mostly show the BTS, the kitchen, whatever is going on in the kitchen. So according to that, we have added these cooking reel references, and accordingly the shoot was done. And then this is trending reel references. So only if the time permits, the photographer or the videographer can go ahead and shoot these reel references as well. And then, just to be on the safer side, you always take pan shots of the dishes, simply eating those, and these kind of shots are really important to be taken. So yeah, this was about the mood board. Next, what we have is consistent color palette. So your feed should look like it belongs to one restaurant. So now the colors that you had decided for your brand initially while creating the brand guidelines that we spoke about. So these need to be followed, and you also have to consider the kind of cuisine and the ambience, or the vibe that your restaurant gives off. So accordingly, you have to choose the color palette. Now, here is how to create the presets and filters for your statics. So once you have shot the content according to the mood board that you had set, so now it's time to edit them based on the color palette that you had chosen. And so you go ahead and create these custom filters for your brand. And it can be like warm, moody. Again, it depends on the restaurant, the kind of restaurant that you own. So once you get the raw images, you have to edit them. So you have to basically tweak the brightness, contrast, saturation, tones. So what we do is at Plate Presence, we create presets. So these presets, again, we edit them according to the restaurant vibe, the ambience, whatever we have in mind. And then we create these presets, we save them. And then for any kind of shoot, any of the content that we shoot in the future, we use the same filter for all the posts so that once we start making posts on the account, there is consistency in branding. So here is one of the examples. This is again our work. And here, if you see, we have created a filter, a preset, and we have applied to all the images, which is bright, and the colors are well balanced and everything. And this is how it has to be done. So next is reel editing style. So you have to stick to an editing style that matches your brand vibe, that is fun, classy, bold, or chill, whatever you decide. Then you have to keep the transitions, the music in sync with your tone. And you also have to use the same editing flow for all the reels so that it feels cohesive. And always you have to hop on the trends and create memes that fit your brand. So now we have a few examples for you here. The first two reels that I'm going to be showing you all is the generic content that we create. Let me get there. Another option that we have here is this. And we also jump on trends whenever we can, and we keep a track of like all the trends that is going on Instagram. So here's one of the trending reels that we made. So many of you all will be aware about the movie Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. So it has like a sentiment connection with the people, with the viewers. So there was this very trending reel that was going viral on Instagram. So we used it, and we try to integrate it basically with the restaurant that we entered.
Unbelievable.
Outstanding.
And the last example that I have here is the meme. So for Valentine's Day, we did not want to make like a generic post wishing like a wishing post for Valentine's. So instead, we did this. Yeah. So these were the examples that that I had to show you all. So once you all start posting this kind of content out, so your account will not get the reach organically. So it is also important for you to spend amount on your account. So again, now there are two types of ads that we can run. So one is the boosting that we do, and one is that we run ads through Meta on specific content that you feel like, the content will give you more walk-ins, especially when you have an offer or an event at your restaurant. It is important to spend some amount of money in order to get the reach and in order to make the people aware that, something is going on at your restaurant. So boosting is more for engagement purpose. But what we prefer is running ads to Meta. So I will give you a short demo as to how to set up your Meta ads that is on Facebook and Instagram. So once you go to open your Meta Business Suite, you go to your ads manager here, and it will take you to the campaigns. And once you click on campaigns, you simply go ahead and create, and there's an option to create a new campaign. So once you click on that, it will directly lead you to this. So firstly, so now this is the campaign, this is the ad set, and this is the ad. So first what we have here is a campaign name. So So the basically the campaign name. So now you have to name these campaigns, ad sets and ads in a way that you get to know that this is the purpose that you are serving for this ad. So in case of this, the campaign names. So the objective of our campaign is to build the awareness. So if for an example, for a campaign name, I would go ahead with is Desi Halal Restaurant NYC underscore butter chicken underscore awareness. So now the next is the buying type. This always has to be auction. And then you go ahead and you select the campaign objective that you have, that is awareness, traffic, engagement, leads, app promotion, sales. So at the moment, what I'm going ahead is with awareness. And then you have the advantage plus campaign budget. So this feature, it adjusts your ad budget across the ad sets, and we do not recommend to keep this on. So for example, if you have two ad sets targeting in two different areas in New York, maybe Queens and Brooklyn. So you create these ad sets and keep the Advantage Plus campaign budget on. So your main target audience is in Queens. So you have a budget of $200. Now, since you have kept this on, you do not have control on how much you are spending on each ad set. So you may have wanted to spend more on Queens to reach a larger and an interested audience, but that might not happen since you have kept this option on. So it's always recommended to keep it off. So the next is the A/B testing. So for now, we'll keep the A/B testing turned off because but here's like what it is used for. A/B testing helps you to understand what works best for the restaurant ads. For example, let's say you wanted to run ads featuring butter chicken targeting audiences again in Queens and in Brooklyn. So you create a duplicate of the Queens ad and with the same image, same text, but this time you target a different location, that is Brooklyn. So once both the ads have done their course, you'll be able to compare the results. And if the ad in Queens performs better, you'll know the target audience in Queens is much more responsive there. So this gives you like valuable insights for the future for targeting and budgeting and running ads in the future. So this is special ad categories. So this is not really relevant to us because it's financial products and services, employment, housing, and social issues. So we just leave it as it is. So the next step is the ad set. So again, the ad set name, the way we frame it is what we add all of here. So what we basically focus more here is the budget, the audience, and this is how we name it. So in our example, it will be Desi Halal Restaurant NYC. YC butter chicken. And I will only add the audience here, so that will be Queens. So here is how you go ahead with this. So you have to set your performance goals here. So at the moment, we have selected maximum reach for the ads. Then you select the Facebook page or the Instagram page that you want to select here. So here we have selected our page. And then there is cost. And then there is the cost per goal. So cost per result goal is not usually selected, and you try to skip this. And then the dynamic creative option, you have to always keep this on because then Instagram changes on the way that the reels, the stories, and everything. It will automatically adjust the size of it. Then here, the budget and the schedule. So here, we usually tend to select the lifetime budget because when you set a daily budget, it does not give the flexibility for the ad to reach the target audience that it is actually looking out for. So you go ahead and you select the lifetime budget and you set an amount that you choose. Then you have to set a start date and an ending date. And then here is the audience part. So you have to create a customized audience for yourself. And here you get to choose your locations that you want to target. So you just search here, Brooklyn, ad, and then it will select the target area. And then you can also drop pins and adjust the amount of kilometers that you are trying to target. And then you select the age here, the target audience that you would like to uh, uh, take into consideration, the genders. Then here is the detailed targeting that you can do. So here, when it comes to restaurants, for example, it can be Indian food. So you get to choose here the interest that the people are interested in and so the behaviors. So these kind of things you can select here and desi food. Again, food and restaurant. So these kind of target audience you have to choose and yeah. So then your audience is set, and then the placements. Next here, we have is an ad name. So again, in the ad name, you have to make sure the ad name that you save is, again, we will go ahead with the same thing, Desi Halal. I see. Butter chicken. And here, what we add is, we select the kind of creative that we want to promote. So it can be a static, a carousel post, or a reel. So that is what we add here, a butter chicken, and I will go ahead and name it as a static for now. So this is how we name the ad name. And then we go ahead and we select the pages and the Instagram account that we want to promote this ad on. Then here you get to select. So create an ad is you get to choose here. So create an ad, use an existing content and use Creative Hub mockup. So you can add a creative or you can also so once you have made a post, these posts can be also selected as ads here. So either you can upload the content or you can select an existing post that is already made on your account. So yeah, that was it about for how to set up your ads. And let us go next. So once you have set up your ads and everything, so it is important for you to understand how your account is working. So understanding the account insight is really important. So data is like your best friend on social media. So when you track these insights, you know what exactly is working out for your account and what exactly is not. So this gives you insight on how the content is working for your audience. So tracking insights ensures that your content isn't just creative, but it is also strategically working. So let me just show you where you can find these insights. All right. So when you open Meta Business Suite, you go to Insights section here, the results, and then you directly come to this page and you get to choose the date here, the time frame from from when to when you want to see the data, and you get to select the marketing the platform here. So that is Facebook and Instagram. So here is the insights that you get to see. So views and reach, content interaction. So views is basically the amount of views that you get on your account. Reach is how many people it is reaching. So the major difference between views and reach is, so reach is like your content has reached to one person. And if that one person has viewed your reel maybe 5 times, that is included in views. So the reach will be considered only one and the views will be five. Then content interactions is the likes, saves, shares, everything that you get. The link clicks is the links that you have entered on your account. That is the menu link that you can add or any sort of links. Then this is the profile visits that you get on your account in a month. And then these are the number of followers that you get in a month. So yeah, that was it for the insights part of it. And lastly, we have the influencer collaborations. So for influencer collaborations, so many of y'all know like what exactly influencer collaborations are about. So there are these various influencer accounts. The examples that I can give you is Muslim foodies or halal food influencers that are that are now these days trending in New York. So what these influencers do is they create a post for your restaurant and they post it on their account and they send you a collaboration request to your restaurant account. So once you accept that collaboration request, the post is visible on both of your accounts. And if you're making a post on your account, the audience that you're tapping is only the followers that you have. But when you get an influencer collaboration, so you're not only tapping into the your restaurant account, but it is also the influencer's account, the followers that he or she has. So the main points that we would like to mention when it comes to influencer collaborations is you have to go local first. So try to find if there are influencers in your local area. For example, Queens, if there are any influencers in the local in Queens that can come to your restaurant easily and make content for you, then you have to check their audience and engagement. So so it has become a very easy now for influencers to just go and buy followers, likes, comments. They can just go and buy these things on online. So you have to make sure that the influencer that you will be collaborating with has a genuine number of followers and the genuine number of engagement. So how you can check this is there are various free websites. One of them is Modash. You directly take the link of the influencer, you add it there, and then it will give you all the relevant information of that account. So how many fake followers does it have, how much engagement is genuine, and these details you will get. And then accordingly, you go ahead and you schedule this influencer. And the next we have is review their content style. So again, there are various types of influencer, that is fashion, then beauty, then food influencers. So mostly the restaurants that will go for is food influencers. Again, you have to review their content style, the way they are shooting, the kind of standards they have set for their reels, the kind of quality that they are promoting on their account. So always go for these affordable yet good quality content influencers. Then you can focus on barter collaborations. These nano influencers that range from 1,000 followers to 10,000 followers. So these influencers, they usually agree for barter collaborations, and since they are in the initial phase of growing their accounts, they have genuine followers and genuine engagement. So you should mostly try to go ahead and go for these barter collaborations.